The charity sector is a multi-billion-dollar industry. In Australia, there are more than 60,000 registered charities, and Australians donate a massive $2.2 billion to them. But there are real questions over how charities here are regulated and how transparent they are about where the money goes. 730 has uncovered a children's education charity which has received nearly $1 million in donations but can't or won't say where some of those funds have gone. Madeline Morris has this report from Melbourne.
In the comfortable suburbs of Australia, when charity collectors knock on the door, they often get a warm smile and an open wallet.
You try to do the right thing and hope it goes to the right place, don't you?
Probably a couple of dollars to $5, yeah.
But when a young man wearing a baseball cap and big dark glasses came knocking at Lisa Kingman's home in Geelong in Victoria a fortnight ago, something didn't feel quite right.
He just looked disguised and he said, "Hi, I'm collecting some money for disadvantaged kids for their education." And I said to him, "Oh yeah, that's good on you, you know, what's the charity?" And he said it's called Care for Kids Foundation. And because my work is involved in charities, I just hadn't heard of them before. So I just thought, oh, he just looked a little bit suspicious.
The Care for Kids Australia brochure says the charity helps children with cancer, leukemia, other illnesses and learning disabilities whose education has been compromised. But when Lisa Kingman looked up the charity on the internet, she couldn't find any details about exactly who it helps and how.
There's no photographic evidence of any of the young people that they support. There's no details about who's behind the organisation. Is there an annual report? Are there any financials? Is there any indication or any evidence that of the beneficiaries, of who's actually receiving the money? There's just no detail about that whatsoever.
So just lots of red flags straight away?
Lots of red flags, yeah.
Documents obtained by 730 show the charity's two directors are Edna O'Connor, originally from the Philippines, and Michael Johnston from Melbourne. Care for Kids raises money only one way, in cash, via door knocking. According to a financial statement sent to the charity's regulator, in the 2 years until June 30th, 2013, it received nearly $1 million in donations. The statement also says around $500,000 has been paid to beneficiaries, but who these beneficiaries are is unclear. Looking for answers, 730's producer visited the registered fundraising address of Care for Kids, its director Edna O'Connor's home in Sydney's Blacktown.
Hello. Hi, I'm after Edna O'Connor.
She's not here at the moment.
Michael O'Connor is Edna O'Connor's son. He told 730 he also works for Care for Kids, but he couldn't shed any light on the beneficiaries the charity helps.
And do you know of any individuals, any kids or any schools who have benefited from Care for Kids?
Not myself. I don't know exactly who they are.
Okay, because we can't find any information about who benefits. It's not listed on the website, and the Charities Commission has no information about who has benefited from the $350,000. That's how much money they said they paid. The charity said it paid out last year. Are you aware of that amount of money?
No.
When we eventually reached Care for Kids director Michael Johnston on the phone, he told 730 that actually beneficiaries don't get paid any money at all. In fact, $500,000 from donations has gone to two companies, Numbertaker Australia and Numbertaker Education, which pay Mr Johnston a $10,000 consultancy fee. And company documents reveal the sole owner and director of both companies is none other than charity director Edna O'Connor's son, Michael O'Connor.
Are you aware of the finances behind Care for Kids at all?
No, I don't know any of the finances.
Okay.
I just simply do the mailing.
But you don't know who they are giving the money to?
I don't know exactly myself.
Have you seen any organisations or people that have benefited from Care for Kids?
No, not myself. Not in person. I have no knowledge of any financial part of the foundation.
Care for Kids director Michael Johnston could shed a little more light. He says Number Taker Australia and Number Taker Education have provided tutoring to 60 needy Australian children from tutors in the Philippines who teach via Skype. This isn't Mr. Johnston's first brush with tutoring. In 2006, he and fellow charity director Edna O'Connor were in the news when two tutoring companies they were associated with, ABC Tutors and Tutormaster, were forcibly wound up by the Australian Securities and Investment Commission.
I was tutoring English. The student I had, the client, was an HSC student.
Ian McAlpin was one tutor who was ripped off and is still owed $800.
Tutormaster paid up for a while, but when the cheques stopped coming, I tried to get in touch with the Tutormaster, and that's when the phones weren't being answered and the emails weren't being returned.
He wasn't alone. Authorities received more than 30 complaints.
The tutor would be the most affected because they don't get any money. Then the families would be affected next because they're paying the money but not getting the services.
When ASIC stepped in, the New South Wales Supreme Court slammed the company's actions and ruled it's very much in the public interest that Tutormaster and ABC Tutors be wound up. This office block is the registered Melbourne address of Care for Kids Foundation, but no one here has ever seen anyone from the charity, and the same goes for their Sydney address. The charity's two directors are currently in the Philippines and have declined 730's request for an interview. When we asked for proof of their work, we were put in touch with 5 families. They all told us they were happy and grateful for the free Skype tutoring their children had received. But our request for further evidence of how the nearly $500,000 allegedly paid to beneficiaries has been spent has been ignored. Liz Gillies, a long-time leader in the charity sector, says the case is deeply concerning.
It is absolutely so inappropriate that a charity would have so little regard to those who have supported it in providing so little information about beneficiaries, about how it conducts its business, about the manner in which it even determines whether it's making a difference to those it's seeking to serve. And I think that raises really significant questions that need to be asked in regard to this particular charity.
The new regulator, the Australian Charities Commissioner, won't discuss specific cases. So say if a charity said that it was helping a group of people by providing a service, and that service was actually provided by 2 companies which the directors of that charity had a financial interest in, would that be a problem?
That would be a large red flag. We would certainly investigate further if that allegation were made to us.
The federal government has paid $175,000 to Care for Kids for employing door knockers who qualify for a government wage subsidy. Back in Geelong, Lisa Kingman just wants to be able to trust the next charity that comes asking for help.
It's just damaging the whole reputation of the people who are doing really, really good work, and there are so many needs. The social needs are far greater than the money available. And when you think about, people that are door knocking on my neighbours' doors who are completely innocent and vulnerable and thinking that they're doing the right thing, I just think it stinks.
Madeline Morris reporting.